All right, I finally have the motivation to make another video on thoughts on my mind. So here we are. Hello, welcome to my new series, which I started a few weeks ago, where I talk about some random shit, start making up stuff, on the spot, fully uncut, random, raw shit. All right. So previously, I talked about a bit of my life, a bit of how things have been, and how the whole pandemic went for me, how lockdown went for me, what I was doing for 4 to 5 months, and yeah, it was basically just a summarization of what happened in these 4 to 5 months that I was at home doing nothing, just wasting my time, killing time, I guess, and yeah. So welcome to Thoughts on My Mind 2. Here we go. So as I said previously, we talked about life. So I was thinking about maybe talking about a little, or maybe just mentioning MTA, because a lot of people don't know how I started with this game or when I started with this game, because I don't really have a lot of opened discussions or a topic about me personally, right? So I was thinking about, let's start with a bit of a background. So so yeah, I was 11 years old. I remember I was in my mom's office, and I was on her PC, and I was looking for games online to play. Like, you remember those flash games? Yeah, I was basically doing that. And I remember there used to be a website that started with the initials like NTA, and I would play on that website a lot, because that would basically would be my main go-to. Like, I would come from school, I would directly go to my mom's office, because there wasn't like nobody at home. So I used to like go to my mom's office and then spend the whole evening over there, and then we used to go back home. So it was like, I don't even know, it was like 2 p.m. 3 p.m. and we were there, and I was on her PC trying to find online flash games to play and kill time, and I accidentally wrote MTA instead of NTA, and it took me to this website. At that time, honestly, not gonna lie, it looks exactly the same as it does right now. Like, there's literally nothing changed. So yeah, I found MTA and I wrote MTA accidentally. It was a typo, and it took me to this website which showed me this new game, right? So at that point, I was like, what is this? Like, what am I supposed to do with this website? So anyway, just out of curiosity, I clicked on the link. I went to the page. I read about it, and behold, oh man, it was just so crazy. I just had GTA San Andreas installed on my PC just a few days ago, because I played the game on my cousin at my cousin's place, and I really liked it, because at that time, like 2012, those graphics were pretty insane, right? Like, for me at least, like, because I just found out about the game, and me being the 11-year-old crazy son of a bitch, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I see that this game requires GTA San Andreas. I'm gonna download it. So I go ahead, I download it on my shitty 1 MB per second, 1 Mbps internet, and I wait for it to download. And yeah, it starts downloading, and then boom, right? I got the game. So I start the game. I'm not really sure what you have to do in it. So I set it up. I select the folder where GTA is, blah blah blah, and then we're in the game. So we're in the game. It's 2012. It's late December, and I'm at the home screen. Got no idea the fuck am I doing. So I see that you can quick connect, and you can like go to server browser and whatever. So I was like, you know what? Let's go to the internet tab, and the first server that I see is Stealth. So I was like, I don't understand how this game works or what do you have to do in it. And that's the first server I saw, and basically I just went to it. because I had no idea what else to do with it. So that I saw Stealth. Stealth was my first game mode, which I started in late 2012 in December, and I started playing it. And it turned out it was basically a CS:GO wannabe game mode, where except it didn't have any like bomb plants or whatever, like the whole main theme of CS:GO. It just had two teams, terrorists and counter-terrorists, and you basically kill each other, and like the last person surviving gets a point for their team. And yeah, it's basically CS:GO, but like budget CS:GO. So I started playing it, and at that time I actually didn't know that Counter-Strike was a game, because I had never been introduced to Counter-Strike until a few years later, which I'm going to tell you about later in the video. So right now, yeah, I go into Stealth, I started playing, and I remember the server was called GTA.ru, and it was crazy because that server is still on till this day. And sometimes when I'm really bored, I just go to that server, and I don't see people that I saw like back in 2012, but I see these players playing, and it brings me a nostalgic feeling, because this is where I started, and now I just shifted to a whole new world, So yeah, 2012, I started playing Stealth. I played it for like 4 to 5 hours every day. Basically the whole amount of time where at my mom's office, where I was spending there, like basically the whole evening, I would just play Stealth, MTA Stealth, 4 to 5 hours every day. That would be my main go-to. So yeah, so 2012 to 2013, I play Stealth for a whole year, meet new people, and actually get into a clan. So now things are looking up for me, right? Like I'm actually going up in life, right? So we got settled down. I'm actually a semi-pro, right? Okay, I'm gonna say semi-pro. I was actually really good at the game, not gonna lie. I got really good at it, and I got accepted into a few clans, and I actually played a few clan wars. And it was crazy because I remember being an MVP in every clan war that I played for my team. And I'm gonna say, I don't really remember how long I played Stealth, but if I had to guess, I think I played it for 1.5 years. Yeah, like a year and a half basically, yeah. And I remember during the end of 2013, like it was basically New Year's, you can say, because I remember I was having a winter vacation from my school, and I was at home, and at this point I had a laptop which I got from my mom because she had her own PC and whatever. And I remember I downloaded MT again, I started playing Stealth, and I was at the server, I was at my friend's server, and I remember him telling me that there's a server called Twisted Gamers, and I've been playing there, do you want to go? I was like, sure dude, why not, let's go. So he gives me the IP, and we go there, and that's the first introduction I ever had to the racing community. I had no idea that these game modes actually exist out of Stealth. So I made an account, I started playing on the server, but I was confused. On what game mode do I pick, because there were so many things. I remember 2014 Twisted Gamer server. I still remember it was like a very compact, closed lobby, and there would be these people sitting on certain spots, and they would basically be rooms, and you would go to them, you would press F, I think, and then you would select any game mode that you want to go into. So I think I did, dude, I don't really remember what game mode specifically I went to, but I remember that I started playing shooter. And the reason I started playing shooter is because that was the nearest game mode to me when I spawned in. And I was like, all right, this game was like near to me, I'm just gonna go to it. And and here's the crazy part, all right? So what I used to do, me being the crazy 13-year-old I used to put my keyboard on the top of my laptop, like where the laptop keyboard would be, and I would use my thumb as the mouse. Like I would use the trackpad as the mouse, and I remember I would use 0 and 9 for up and down. And at that time, that seemed normal to me. For a very long time, that seemed normal to me because I had no idea that you use arrow keys to play with the game. So I used 09 for 2014 to 15 to 16 mid, and I picked up shooter, and I started playing it 8 hours a day, and I got really, really good at it. And this is the point where I met people like Zamani, Raven, Baudi, so many people like Martin, aka Mystic, so many people, and obviously the legendary Ruzi, who does not play the game anymore, but he's one of my best friends. And yeah, so basically this was the whole shooter era, right? Now comes the downfall. My old laptop broke, and I had a no gaming break for 6 months because there was no laptop, and my parents weren't gonna buy me one because, you know, I was in school and they were like, study, blah blah blah. And I mean, the thing is, it wasn't even bad. Like, this seems bad, right? But it wasn't that bad because I started picking up sports. Like I played football, I played a few sports that are only in my country, so it's kind of useless naming it. It serves no purpose on naming it. But yeah, I picked up a few sports and I got really good at it, and I was playing for my school's main team, and I kind of forgot about MTA in those 6 months. And finally, when I got a laptop, I obviously downloaded MTA again, got GTA and whatever, and started playing on Twisted Gamers again. But the thing was, I quickly noticed that laptop didn't have trackpad support. So basically, if I put my keyboard on the laptop keyboard, and I started using the trackpad, and it turns out that it wouldn't turn until I left the keys. So I was like, shit, what do I do now? So what I did was, I was like, all right, I guess I have to use the mouse. And this was the first time I actually used the mouse. And I was like, all right, so now time to learn the game again. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, what keybinds are gonna work out with me using the mouse and playing the game? So I looked at my keyboard and I was figuring out, I was like, you know what? 1 and 2 are the closest to WASD, and that's what I'm gonna pick. And I changed 1, 2 down, so like arrow up would be 1 and 2 would be arrow down. No, wait, I got it messed up. Arrow down would be 1 and arrow up would be 2. So I chose those and I retaught myself shooter with these keys. But the sad part was that during 2016 and onwards, shooter sort of died down in Twisted Gamers, because it was like nobody was playing Clan Wars for shooter. If there was one, it was really rare, and when it actually did happen, a lot of people were really excited to see it because shooter Clan Wars were always really fun to watch. And yeah, I remember like when I came back to the game, shooter was still sort of big in the scene, but it wasn't, like, it kind of died down. So I quickly changed my main game mode to DM. Now, I skipped a whole bunch of stories of how I actually learned DM, because between shooter and DM, there was a little bit of my career where I played OS. And I'm not gonna really mention it because there's literally no point, because I played it, I hated it, and I'm gonna tell you why I hated it. Because BMX, NRGs, these were a really big part of OS, and I didn't like that. Like the first interaction I had, I did not like that at all. But OS did help me learning how to make a loop without losing traction. Because I remember when I started playing OS, I would always die on the loop part because I had no idea how you control your car. So let's say 3 months in OS, went into that, learned the game, got like on the basics, got the basics down, right? So now I start DM. And back then, DM wasn't what it is right now. Like, you know, you didn't have these weird key presses and then backwards into bullshit and whatever. But it was a bit simpler, you'd say. Like, it was a bit easy. But for me at that time, while having no knowledge about like DM and what keys to press, and using a new keybind, which is 1 and 2, it was a bit hard for me to learn DM. And it actually took me a few years until I actually got decent at the game. And I remember when I got decent enough, I got picked up by a team, MVP, and I played a few clan wars with them. I think they were DM clan wars. Mainly I was there for shooter but as I said, shooter sort of died down, so there was actually no point in me playing in a shooter clan war team, because I had already jumped off that train. Like, that boat had sailed. Bye-bye. That shooter career, gone. Dead. Nada. Boom. Alright? We had DM. I'm practicing DM. I'm getting good at the game. And I had to learn Hunter. Now, I also missed a few stories about how I learned Hunter, because I used 0 and 9 and the whole keyboard on the keyboard, you know, the whole keyboard on the keyboard thing, trackpad, whatever. I learned Hunter using those keybinds, so I never actually bothered to relearn it with 1 and 2. And when I actually did bother, I mean, not bother, but like I had to learn it because I was in a competitive team, and I had to learn DM to get even a chance to play a few maps. So when I learned it with 1 and 2, I realized this shit is fucking hard, dude. God damn. I can't, still I play with 1 and 2. Still I use 1 and 2 for Hunter. And I really, really avoid playing Hunter, ever. Because it literally makes my hand numb, because I have to press 1, 2, WSD, QE, and S. Like, think about that, right? Like, I'm pressing so many goddamn keys at the same time, and it just hurts my hand, right? So I don't play Hunter. But what I did start was WFF, and that's literally thanks to Fox. Like, when I joined Fox, WFF was introduced to me. I started playing it, got like at a average level, you know, like you'd say like I'm an average WFF player. I mean, I'm at like almost average. I'm not really good at it. I'm like almost average. But yeah, so I went from DM, lost all hope in that, knew that I was never gonna good at that because of Hunter, solely Hunter. So I started WFF, and I played it. I've played about maybe 8 clan wars or 10 clan wars with Fox, and I got pretty okay at it. And yeah, I've been playing clan wars with Fox till now. And I'm gonna say that WFF is probably my most favorite competitive game mode, because first of all, there's no Hunter, so there's that. Basically, that's a instant point in my favor. So that's one. And secondly, it's just so natural. Like, it comes to you. You just have to learn basic cuts. Learn how to drift bug, learn how to loop bug, certain things, and then you can basically play WFF clan wars. So there's nothing really to it. Basically, anyone can do it, right? So yeah. Oh my god, this section has been long. But yeah, as I said, so that was my whole MTA career summed up in like 18 to 19 minutes. And oh man, I mean, I'm really thankful that I found this game due to a fluke, due to a stupid typo back in 2012, me being the 11-year-old I was. And till this day, I'm playing WFF. I'm still playing clan wars for Fox, and I really enjoy it. So that's a full stop to my whole MTA career. Obviously, there's like so many things I can start talking about, like my time in the crew, my time in the in MVP, my time in Zurio, but it would just be so long. So I'm gonna end this section on the point by saying that if I had to choose my top 3 favorite clans, or I guess okay, so on what basis am I choosing these clans? Family interaction, like the whole family vibe that you have in every clan, and how long did I stay in there, right? So top 3 clans, go. First one, the crew, 100%. First spot, the crew, never gonna change. Oh, excuse me, never gonna change that. Why? Because I waited 4 to 5 months to join this clan, and almost everyone that I've made a friendship bond with was in this team. So you know how I talked about from 2012 to 2000, let's say 18, literally every guy that I know that I was friends with was in this clan. So it made sense for me to join this clan. It took a long time. I didn't give up. I finally got in. I spent 2 years in this clan, to which I finally left because I saw the clan was going down. There was no progress whatever. The people were still amazing. I am still really grateful for them accepting me, but the clan was just going down. There was no activity. There was no fun anymore in the clan, and it made I realized that it's literally pointless for me to stay into this clan, because as I said, I was getting to WFF and I actually wanted to play with clans that played WFF clan wars. When a clan is inactive, it makes no sense to stay there. But I was really sad when I left the clan, because spending 2 years with an org, you can say, really, the crew was really close to my heart. I'm gonna say that, right? But after leaving TC, I got picked up by Seventh Miracle. Amazing team, amazing people, still friends with them. I honestly love everyone who's in 7M with me. Still friends with them, as I said. And yeah, currently Fox, we vibing, all right? We're doing some shit, we're making some moves, we're going to the top, and hopefully we keep our steady increase as we do every day. And yeah, that's a full stop on the whole MTA career. Yeah, 2012 to 2020, basically what I summed up in 22 minutes. It should have been less. Who's complaining? Not me. All right, let's go to the next point. So going to a different path now. I'm gonna talk about a few funny stories. Oh man, I really don't want to talk about this, and the reason is because it's just so embarrassing. But I'm gonna do it. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Oh, all right, okay. I'm gonna start off with the funniest story that I know that's stick with me for so many years. It was the bullying problem back in I think 6th grade to 8th grade. Yeah, it was basically like 2-3 years that the bullying problem was happening in my school. So I'm gonna name the bully person A, because I don't want to name him for obvious reasons. Person A was a very rude human being. He liked to, bully people, hit them, get into fights with them, and then basically humiliate him in front of hundreds and hundreds of kids, which would make sense if you were brain dead. But okay, I'm sorry. If you're hearing this, don't kill me. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. But anyway, person A, he wasn't the nicest guy, you can say, right? And it turns out that the problem never got better, because I remember when I was in 8th grade. This is the story I was talking about. I remember when I was in 8th grade, and I was with a friend. I'm not gonna name the friend, for obvious reasons. Me and this friend were really close, and him being an outsider, which means that he wasn't from this country, obviously attracted a lot of bullies towards him, because he spoke English. He couldn't speak the mother tongue of our country, so he got bullied, right? And I was best friends with him, so So what did we did at the last day of 8th grade? Oh man, I swear to God. At the last day of 8th grade, we fucked with the bullies. And how did we do that? They targeted my friend when I was inside class talking to a few people. It was basically exam times, you can say. It was exams. I was talking to a few teachers about some stuff after, like, aftermath of the exams. And I heard that my friend got bullied, and a lot of people were starting, like, harassing him and pushing him, whatever. So I got to him and I was like, what do you want to do? And he's like, dude, I don't know. I want to get these people before school ends, right? So what we did was we started spreading these dumb shit rumors. And it actually got him into trouble. And I remember we sort of hit their backpacks or whatever, and then when they found out, we had to fucking run from the school. And then it was, oh man, it was a crazy ass day. And the only people that know this story is obviously him and my best friend, who you probably saw the video of, the goose video. Yeah, him. And I'm not gonna lie, I was shitless scared, because I knew if like these people catch us, oh man, we're gonna get ass kicked. So good news. Wow, the voice crack was insane. Good news, we didn't get caught. We got away, and the school ended, and they never got us back. So GG's to that. All right. Now, next story, and this is the final thing I'm going to talk about, because I do not want to talk about anything more embarrassing. Okay, I'm gonna save this other section where I'm going to talk about stories from when I was a child, because oh my god, there's so much shit to talk about. But it's gonna be in another video. So what is the last thing I'm going to talk about? Last thing, getting stuck in traffic due to people protesting. So what happened, darkies? What happened was, we were going somewhere and we got stuck in traffic. Normal, right? Makes sense. Until we find out there's a bunch of people, by bunch I mean literally 500 people, on the road blocking it because something happened. I cannot tell you the reason why they were blocking the street, for obvious reasons. It was a bit personal, I guess. But just get this, it was a serious ass issue, and there was a shit ton of people, and they were angry. All right. Now, it was 44 degrees outside. Okay, and I had to walk. Oh my god, I had to walk back and forth to the place where they were blocking so many times just to get info on what is happening, when are we gonna get out, and why the fuck are they still sitting in the middle of the goddamn road. All right, turns out I did my detective work, and I find out the actual reasons, and I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be long. And it was 3 hours. I was stuck there for 3 hours, literally sweating my ass off for 3 hours and 44 degrees. And it wasn't the most pleasant time, I'm not gonna lie. But it turns out, when they actually started moving, I was so happy that I started screaming to everyone that was standing that they're gonna move, get in your cars, start that motherfucking engine in, let's go. I was like screaming that shit all the way, obviously in my language, and I was screaming that shit all the way, and I was like fucking full of happiness and running back to my car, and there's waiting to get into that car so we can start the AC and get out of this hellhole. It was so hot, man. And then we finally got into the car. So my dad starts the car, we start going ahead. And obviously we got stuck in the traffic again because there were so many people blocked in. So that was another hour. So in total, 4 hours stuck, can't do nothing, just looking at our faces, sweating, ran out of water. You start getting worried, like, am I gonna spend the night here? Thankfully, we didn't spend the night here. We didn't spend the night there, and we got out. We finally got to our place, which was so cold, and I am so glad. But I did smell a lot, and it was really uncomfortable sitting in a car with sweaty people. But yeah, I finally got to the place. It was really cold. There was like, I mean, for me, cold is like 15 degrees. Like, I know the people who are gonna listen, who's gonna be listening to this, is gonna be like, 15? That's summer, dude. To them, I say, fuck you. I don't give a shit what you think. 15 degrees is cold for me. For someone who's living in a 50 degrees place daily, that's cold for him. All right? Okay. Yeah, we good on that? Good. So yeah, so the events I just talked about happened recently, and obviously the school event happened like years ago, like 2017 and way before that. But yeah, I've been the reason I wanted to do this video really earlier, but I just didn't have the motivation to like start working on it, because I was thinking, what stuff can I put into a 30-minute video, I guess, or a 30+ minute video. And I wrote a bunch of stuff down. I did a few takes. It wasn't really good enough, so I deleted them. So this is basically the final take, and I hope you guys enjoyed a few stories of my life, a bit of my MTA background. And I do really hope you liked the story about the boys and the getting stuck in traffic because of protesting and whatever. But next time I'm going to be talking about stories from my childhood, and there's a lot to uncover. And I've always recorded myself talking about these stories before, but that was years ago, and I was always interested in making videos like these. So you better be ready for the next one, because the next one is literally gonna be a shame fucking train for me. Okay, it's gonna be terrible, but I'm gonna do it because I'm bored and I got nothing else to do. So just shame me on the fucking internet, right? Anyways, I hope you like the video. I hope you like the stories, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.